Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmic. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so glad that each and every one of you are here. My name is Devon, and I will be doing a collective message today. So, with that, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So, we're going to get a little specific today. This is for a divine masculine collective. And this particular thread of energy that I'm picking up on is for a collective who has had history with their person in this lifetime. So, for a lot of you, I am picking up that you did give a romantic union a shot and it didn't work for whatever reason. And then you went into like a separation phase for further growth, things like that. The timeline and everything on like how much time has passed and everything is going to vary for each of you. For some of you, I feel like it's been a shorter period of time. For others of you, I feel like there has been a long stretch of like earth years in between this situation and now. So take that as it resonates. Okay. So music is definitely a part of this here thread of energy. So the way that it came about was yesterday. I was taking my daughter out to dinner. She got her braces on and she was picking the music that was playing, and she picked the song Free by K-pop. It's from K-pop Demon Hunters, from the movie, and it just hit in a very different way, and it's an energetic thing. It's like I know that okay, this is for the collective. Um, and so I was like, okay, so I wrote it down, and then this morning I played it to see, if indeed that was the song that wants to come through. And then the auto playlist was on fire. And so it was like four or five songs back to back for this message for this collective. So in the song Free, I was actually guided to write down two parts of the song. So the first part is we can't fix it if we never face it. Let the past be the past till it's weightless. And that's really where I was like, okay, this is somebody who has a past situation with their person. Then the next part was you're breaking through all the dark in me when I thought that nobody could, and you're waking up all these parts of me that I thought were buried for good. Okay. So, yeah, but it was like most of that song. And for some of you, if you are musicians, then I'm getting the message that the entire song might resonate for some of you. So the other songs that came up was Twin Flame by MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, Want to Want Me by Jason Derulo, Make Me Better by Fabulous featuring Neo. And then I was guided to write down the part of Make Me Better that was really sticking out, and it's I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. And then this one's weird and random, but I was guided to write it down and tell you a backstory. So, Friend Like Me by Chris Webby. And that was the last song that came on, and I was like, oh, this is a good song. And then I heard this was for the message, and I was like, feels a little random, but okay. And then I was guided to actually tell a funny story about this song. So I let my daughter listen to certain songs by Chris Webby. Not a lot of them, but a few of them she's allowed to listen to. She's 12, so not all of Chris Webby is exactly appropriate. Um, but when I first let her listen to the song, she after a few times of her listening to it, she was like, "Mom, this part's for you." And I was like, "What?" And then it was in the last verse, and he says, "All I've got is intuition and a plan to get rich, and when I do the fucking plan, it'll flip." And it was the funniest shit. It's always fun to hear how your kids view you sometimes. But beings that I was guided to share all of that, there's a playful energy between you and your person. The friend like me part is I feel like you and this person have this like compatibility. And I'm picking up that banter energy again, where it's like a playful banter. Um, and it's just like your guard can fall down in front of this person. Um, and what's interesting is I feel like both of you have your guard up a little bit when it comes to each other, and I feel like that's the past situation. And so that's where that part in the song Free is really coming out, is I feel like both of you are ready to just put the past in the past and to just let it be what it is, come to a resolution about it, and then move forward. It doesn't feel like it feels like the feminine is is at peace with it for the most part, and it feels like you are as well. But for the masculine, I'm feeling that there's more of a regretful energy. um and so what that could indicate is maybe you were the one that caused the separation, more or less. And so that's more of that regretful energy of, I didn't know what I had. I didn't know it was literally everything that I had asked for in another person. I felt like it was too good to be true. Maybe you had people around you telling you it was too good to be true, or putting doubt into your mind with the connection. I do also feel like there was like an immature energy. So maybe you were younger um when this connection happened, something like that. Um okay. Then the other thing, and this is a little more specific for this message, I don't really do this, but not to put fear out there, anything like that. That's not the point. It's just being aware. So I wrote down, these fuckers are doing the most. And so what I mean by that is, energetically, there are forces at work that are really doing the most to keep counterparts in separation. Um, So what I did for this message is I called in extra support. And so if you are feeling guided to, just open yourself up to that energy, because what I did was I called in extra assistance to help clear and cleanse whoever's watching this, whoever wants that, energy to be cleared and cleansed and protected. If you just open yourself up to it and allow it in, it will clear and cleanse your energy, and will also help to clear any blocks between you and your person right now. And then what we're going to get into is what is blocking this connection. So let's see. So, what is blocking this connection? I just heard fear, which makes sense. Fear and uncertainty. Is this what's blocking it? Interesting. We've got the thinking woman, which indicates a feminine energy. Okay. And the yin yang card just came out in reverse. That's my divine counterpart card. And when it came out in reverse, literally on top of the thinking woman. So, what I'm getting from this, there's two different potentials coming through. One is that you view your feminine as very intellectual, very intelligent, and you're in this doubtful energy of, there's no way that could be my person. Um, surprise, surprise, it is your person. Whoever you're thinking of, like when you clicked on this video, whoever you're thinking of now, that is your person. As unbelievable as it may feel, that is your person. And the other thread of energy coming through is, this could be a karmic-y energy around you, somebody who's putting some doubt into your mind about this situation. And then for some of you, this is something that happened in the past. This was like a past situation where there was a person or people around you, possibly a feminine energy, that was putting doubt into your mind about this connection. And then we've got appreciation, which is very interesting because I asked what was blocking the connection, and then the appreciation card came out. So this could be just the energy of not really feeling appreciative of the connection and everything else, which makes sense if you're heavily in doubt right now. And so it's kind of interesting because this is a similar thread of energy I've picked up on for a while. And there was a point like a week or two ago, I think it was a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. Time does weird things. Where it was like you were more sure about it and you thought that this was your person. And then something happened and switched in the energy to where now you're more in this doubting energy, which would make sense on why this is coming through. And doing the best to get your attention right now, to let you know that this is not too good to be true. This is your person. And again, the energy still feels in alignment for you to reach out to your feminine right now. So I do feel like your feminine's kind of being held in this divine holding cell pattern. I don't know. But it's like your feminine's kind of being held in this cocoon of sorts right now because there is the potential for you to reach out still. And yeah, but it feels like there's something in the energy that's getting ready to shift. And so that would kind of track with the whole union window timeline that we've been talking about. I feel like I mean, it is still open. Um, but I'm getting the message that your feminine's not going to be held in this energy for much, much longer. So if you want to reach out, if you want to know, now's the time to do so because here pretty quickly your feminine's going to be pushed out of this cocoon, and then what that's going to require is if your feminine shifts again, then that's going to require you to shift again to match that energy. But right now you both are energetically in alignment for this. Whether you view it that way or not, it is. And that's why you're getting these messages so heavily. That's why you're getting extra signs and synchronicities and so on and so forth. Another thing that could be fueling this doubt is those external forces that I was talking about. So just be mindful of that. It's not something to be scared of. It's just understanding that there is spiritual warfare going on. It is what it is. It's nothing to be scared of. Claim your sovereignty, tap into your own source energy that you have within you. You are a very ancient soul. You've done this life thing time and time again. This is not your first rodeo. That's why you picked this path at a soul level, because you've been here before. You've been in other planetary systems before. For some of you, you may have had dreams where you're like on a different planet, you're breathing underwater, you're floating through the sky, those kinds of things. And then I'm being reminded of a few dreams that I've had over the years of being in like weird spaceship craft looking things. But like some of them look like buildings, but they're like flying through the sky. So if you've had those kinds of dreams, those are actually mm, like soul memories almost. Especially if some of those feel realer to you than waking life. It's soul remembrance. And you're getting hit with all of this right now because you're being asked to remember. You're being asked to tap into that part of yourself that knows that you are a multidimensional sovereign being having a human experience. You came here for a purpose. You have a soul mission, and that it's go time. It's go time. And then we've got the contract card. So this can indicate marriage. This can indicate other just legal stuff, but this can also indicate soul contracts. And is this saying, I mean, you do have a soul contract with your counterpart. That's part of it. Um, is this saying the counterpart's in committed relationship? For some of you, your counterpart could be in a committed relationship, and that's what's stopping you from moving forward. That being said, and I'm sounds like shitty advice, but here's the thing. I'm reading the energy. So if your person is in a committed relationship and that is what is stopping you from moving forward, the message coming through is there's something in that relationship that is not in alignment for your person. So if you're being guided to go for your person right now and then they're in a committed relationship, maybe don't go straight up to them and say, "Hey, would you wanna leave your person and get back with me?" Maybe kind of be a little more delicate about it, but your feminine, I heard desperately wants this. I don't like the term desperately, but it is just the energy that is there. It's like your feminine wants this. And for some of you, your feminine is waiting for you to come towards them to actually break this other contract with this other person. It's like your feminine is ready for it and then is being guided to wait before actually breaking it off with this other person until you communicate. And so just take that as it resonates. I feel like that's going to be very specific. So just take that as it resonates. Um yeah, for most of you I feel like this is coming out to let you know that you do have a soul contract with your counterpart, and you also do have a contract with the collective when it comes to your soul mission. And that's part of you two coming together, and that's the Make Me Better song. Is I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. I feel like that's both of you together have just this energy where it's like you're unstoppable, in a really good way. Okay, we've got envy. For interesting. Okay, for some of you, there may be a touch of envy that you have towards your counterpart. And what I'm picking up in that is it's more of, I feel like if that is the case, it's more of this energy of you're not really envious of your counterpart. You're more envious of the fact that I feel like your feminine's more in their purpose, more living their soul mission in some way, and you are aware of that. So maybe they're out in the public eye, maybe you can see them on social media, maybe you have mutual friends and you're hearing, what they're up to, something like that. And there might be a part of you that has like this envious energy around it, but it's not really to your feminine. It's not really like you're envious of your feminine. It's more of the fact of you're viewing your feminine as I'm hearing brave. So maybe you're viewing your feminine as being brave and stepping out into the public eye in some way, or really living their mission. I just kind of saw an image of like a feminine working with animals or something like that. So maybe they're doing conservation stuff, or a vet or something like that. Like working with animals. Um, and it's more of just that pang of envy that's coming up because you're not living your soul purpose yet, but you're being pushed into it, you're being shifted into it, and a part of what's going to help you unlock that and fully shift into that is reaching out and communicating with your feminine. um okay, we've got attachment, and it fell out on appreciation. So there's something going on where okay, I just heard limiting belief. So you may be still attached to a limiting belief when it comes to fully being able to shifting into this gratitude energy. Kind of like, yeah, I would love to be grateful for this, but that's actually not my person. So I can't be grateful for it because that's not my person. Well, it is your person. And find other things you can be grateful for now. And reach out and just see. That's the biggest kind of thing that's coming up right now. Um, there's also something of feeling like you're not good enough for your person. And what that is that's an invitation to go within and ask, why do I feel this way? Oh, okay. So I just heard it's because of how I treated them in the past. And if that's the case, it's one of those, do your best to forgive yourself for past discretions because you were operating from a certain level of consciousness, experience, and awareness that was the reason behind that behavior. And if you can go within and you can look at why you don't feel good enough for your person and then address that, then you can continue to shift that energy because you are good enough for your person. And there's this mutual energy in that free song of, um, oh, I forgot the lyrics, but basically she says something like, "You have a dark side too," or something like that. It's like a real mutual energy. And it's one of these energies where it's like both of you can handle each other's light in its entirety, and both of you can handle each other's darkness. And so it's one of these like it's just it's the perfect match kind of energy. And being able to have somebody see your darkness and be able to not be scared of it is a blessing. And then also on the flip side of that, being able to see somebody in their full authentic self shining brightly and not being scared of that and not and just being able to stand in that energy and match that energy, that's a gift. That's a blessing. It's rare. Okay, what else do they need to this situation? We've got anxiety. Yeah. So I do feel like you're really in your head right now, overthinking. These limiting beliefs are coming up and hooking on um a lot of this, like, yeah, and we've got hostilities, mental hostilities. Maybe there's, this hostile energy coming from people around you. Um, yeah, I would definitely recommend to open up and allow that cleansing energy to come through if you're guided to. Um, if you're not feeling guided to, no worries at all. Just definitely be mindful that I do feel like some of these attachments are energetic. So I'm just going to say that. So do something to clear your energy, cleanse your energy. Um, yeah, and just release some of that and claim, basically you can just claim like anything that's not for my highest good, I command to leave. I release it entirely. And then pull your energy back into you. Wrap yourself in a bubble of light. I use gold light. A lot of people use white light. There's a reason I use gold light. Basically, white light can any white light is like the entire frequency, like the entire light spectrum. And so stuff can kind of hide in white light. So gold light is more of like pure source energy. And then silver light is very, very high frequency, high vibrational. It's like gold is more like the masculine god energy, source energy, and then silver is more associated with like goddess energy. I use both. So just take it as it resonates, do whatever you're feeling guided to do, but definitely clear and cleanse your energy right now. Release these attachments and allow yourself again to just shift into this energy of this is my person and see how that feels in your body immediately, because you're going to have a knowing. And then the fear is going to set in. All of those negative thoughts, the naysayers going to get real loud if that's what's been going on. So do your best to shift into it and feel how it feels immediately. Feel how good that feels. And then just know that that is your initial feeling for a reason. Okay, so I had to pause it really quick. It's spring break and my kiddo needed something. Um, when I sat back in and like tapped back into the energy to finish up this message, I had an interesting insight. And I'm being called to say it. Ugh, okay. I'm trying to think of how to word this. Basically, part of the reason your feminine is being held in this cocoon of sorts, like this divine holding pattern, is because, okay, energetically, your feminine is really in alignment for their dream timeline, for their highest potential reality to really manifest and anchor into the physical. There is something, okay, this is one of those things like your feminine's going to do it regardless. So your feminine is a very strong, determined being, like very, that's the energy that I'm picking up on. And so this is an energy where your feminine's going to do that to the best of their ability regardless. But there's something where if you go towards your feminine and communicate with your feminine and then take it from there, I am feeling like for a lot of you, it's going to be to kind of rekindle a romance. And not for all of you though. So I am picking up the multiple threads of energy here. So some of you, maybe you're going to go towards your feminine, communicate and work together or become really good friends like this, friend like me song. There's something where if you go to your feminine and communicate and you guys are in contact energetically, that is going to shift both of you and really help your feminine to fully anchor this in as well. And so it's like energetically it will be easier for both of you um to really anchor in like this dream timeline that keeps coming up. If you choose not to, your feminine's still going to do that. And I feel like for you, you're still going to do that in a sense as well, but it's just going to be harder because energetically, you two coming together right now could help each other shift and to fully anchor this in just a lot. It's like I'm just seeing like a lot of these blocks and difficulties and challenges really just moving out of your way when you two come together. If you're in physical separation, it's more like it's just going to take a little bit longer. There might be some blocks or obstacles that you'll need to deal with separately on your own, and it might just take a little bit longer. And then I just heard the I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. So that really is coming up right now is like you two together are just a force to be reckoned with in a beautiful way. So, okay. Anyways, let's see what else is going on in this energy. Oh, that's in reverse. Interesting. Okay. So we've got carrying connections in reverse. And I'm picking up that yeah, I feel like you're viewing the situation as though this isn't actually your story almost. It's like, even if you're listening to this, I still feel like there's a part of you that's like, yeah, that would be great, but this person that I thought was my person isn't. There's a lot of doubt right now. And so I feel like this message is really coming through to let you know that yes, indeed, this person is your person. You're desiring them the way you are because this is your perfect match. Again, this isn't saying this is a perfect person because that's, that's just not a thing. We're humans, we all have our stuff. We've got the shadow and blah 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 blah, but it's like this is the perfect person for you. And you're the perfect person for your person, even though you're not fully seeing it yet. And I feel like this is going to be illuminated to you when you contact your feminine. A lot of these fears and doubts and worries are going to be just completely released by communicating with your feminine and clearing the air because it's going to show you. I feel like your feminine is going to communicate with you certain things that only you can provide. It's like it's an energy thing. There's certain compatibility elements between you two that I don't feel like your feminine has felt with anybody else. I feel like for some of you your feminine got close, but it was never the same as it was with you. The potential was never the same for the connection that it was with you. And so your feminine is desiring this as much as you are. They just might not be showing it on the surface. So this might be something where you're viewing your feminine as though they're not bothered in any way. They're living, the life of their dreams, so on and so forth. And then you go communicate with your feminine, and your feminine's like, you have no idea how much of a relief it is to just hear your voice and to talk to you and to, communicate with you. And it's like a relief feeling that I feel with your feminine when you reach out. So again, I feel like you're just being asked to put these worries and fears and doubts in a box. Lock that shit up for a minute. Tap into your tap into your heart space and just allow yourself to just take that leap and communicate with your feminine, because I feel like this is something where so much is going to be illuminated to you that It's what I just saw is for the masculine, it's one of those after you communicate with your feminine for a little bit, you might just sit there by yourself. Like I'm seeing a masculine sitting like on the couch and just like, why didn't I do this sooner? Like I viewed it so incorrectly. I was viewing it from a totally different perspective that was not based in actual reality. It was the stories that my mind was telling me because of the fears of potential rejection. Okay. What else? We literally have both divine counterpart cards out here. Um this is definitely talking about mirroring energy. So, and I keep talking about that, like as much as you're desiring your person is as much as they're desiring you, as much as you want certain things with your feminine wants those things with you. And also, I just heard, remember that you are a magician as well. So, this is, whether you actually like do rituals or spells or something like that, take it as it resonates. I'm not picking up like dark practitioners. This would more be like, prosperity stuff, or maybe you leave offerings for different deities or something like that. But this is also talking about being a conscious creator of your reality. So understanding things like quantum physics, laws of the universe, how you attract into your reality what you are putting out there energetically, that kind of a thing, which is it's magic in the sense that if you don't fully understand what's going on, it looks like magic from the outside looking in. Um then we've got, okay, I'm really being guided to say this, but this is the energy of like Jesus, where Jesus was doing miracles and it looked like magic from other people because Jesus was in the energy of understanding his ability to manifest his reality, and some of these hidden truths and things like that of manifesting, basically, like Jesus was able to instantly manifest. So it's a frequency thing, it's a consciousness thing. So take that as it resonates. I hesitate to say that because like religion views it in a very certain way. But it's just understanding that I'm not saying that, yeah, we're not going to get into that, but just understand that, it's perspective. It's all about perspective. And so remember, there's a lot of remembrance that's coming through. It's like, remember who you are. And there's something about you communicating with your feminine that will really help that. Um, okay. We've got patience and strategy. I swear these come out in every one of these counterpart readings right now. Saying to come up with a strategy. Interesting. So I normally take this card as divine timing, and I'm picking up that again, divine timing is now. So there's still time in this now moment for you to reach out to your feminine. Whenever you're watching this message, there is a union window timeline, a union window open for you to communicate with your feminine. And with that, the time is now. So, and then I heard two things. One, you've been patient long enough, and your feminine is being patient with you. And there is a level of patience that you both have for the situation. And then when you do reach out to your feminine, whether that's now or like in the next union window, when the next one opens, take it as it resonates. There's a level of patience that you both will have with each other and this journey. And again, I am picking up that you both are going to be able to come up with a strategy to really anchor in this dream timeline together if that's what you choose. And again, it might be different for each of you. So it might just be friends for some of you, it might be working together. And then for others of you, it's going to be like all of the above: romantic timeline, family, so on and so forth. And for some of those, I feel like it's going to be a romantic union, plus you're going to work together and be best friends. But I'm not picking up, sometimes I'll pick up a thread of energy where it's like you're being guided to come back into contact with your person to clear the air so that you can both heal and then go your separate ways again, but in a more healed way. This is very much you guys are being guided back together to work together in some way, and it's energetically is the main thing, but how that looks in the external world is going to be different for all of you. So again, there's all those options: working together, being best friends, um a romantic union, having a family, combining families, so on and so forth. It's like, or all of the above. So it's just going to depend. Nope. Okay, the other thing that I'm hearing is don't allow yourself to get stuck on the strategy. So if you're like, I need to communicate on this day that's in alignment with numerology, and it has to be at this time, and I have to say this, and then they should say that, and if they don't say that, then this isn't my person. Like, be mindful of attempting to have that need to control the entire situation, because this is a divine connection. This goes outside of the box. You can come up with 1,500 different plans, and I guarantee you it's not going to go according to any of those plans, because this is a divine connection. This is the matter of the heart. This is very, very much outside of the logical realm. Okay. And for some of you, that could be part of it too. If you're used to operating in life in a very logical way, um, this defies logic. This is literally outside of the logic box. Like that's where this connection exists. So do your best to, still use your logic, still be mindful, still, all of that. Just be mindful not to allow that to run the show right now. Your heart is what is running this show. Your heart is what you're being guided to follow. And, again, you've got this whole like love is blind, that kind of thing. Well, it defies logic when you're talking divine counterparts. It doesn't make sense to other people unless they've experienced this type of a thing, because it is so much, it exists outside of the realm of logic. Yeah. Okay. And then we've got door to personal healing and happiness. And what I just heard is allow yourself to walk through this door. Allow yourself to walk through this door to personal healing and happiness. In your feminine is on the other side of this door for you right now. And it's not one of these things like your feminine has to be your whole world and you have to be their whole world and your life revolves around them and their life revolves around you, and like that kind of a thing. But it's this energy of this is what you want. This is what you are desiring. And this is the one thing I feel like you feel that you can't have. But it's not true. It's just simply not true, because I can feel the energy of your feminine, and your feminine wants this. Your feminine deeply desires this. And it just may not be obvious to you if you're outside looking in. This is something that's not going to fully be illuminated to you until you take that risk and go towards your feminine. And then once you do that, I mean, if you're here and you're watching this at this point in the reading, you're going to be extremely pleasantly surprised. You're going to realize that a lot of these things that you've been telling yourself on why this can't work, why that's not your person, why this is just crazy to even think like this, and I understand all the stories that you're probably telling yourself around this. I've told myself a few of them along the way as well. But the thing is this is really happening. This is really your person. And you chose to experience this at a soul level. And so remember that too. Your soul is guiding you to do this right now because the time is right. The energetic alignment is on point. You are a match for your person, whether you are seeing it that way or not. You are an energetic match for your person. You wouldn't be here watching this video if you weren't. So just remember that. And it's funny because I feel like there's some like gruffness coming through in this one, like a little bit of tough love. And sometimes spirit comes through with a little bit of tough love because it's one of those get out of your head, get into your heart and allow yourself to do it. And just put yourself out there, take that risk and see what happens. Okay. What I asked just now was it was basically like what does the masculine have to look forward to by moving towards their feminine? And some interesting cards came up. So we've got journey, which landed on top of door to personal healing and happiness. So you are going to be embarking on a journey. Um I do feel, well, yeah, with your feminine, because that was the question I asked. So you will embark on a journey. That's another part, interesting. That's another part of what could be stopping you right now from moving towards your feminine is the fact that there is a part of you that knows that your life is going to completely change. If you do go towards your feminine, indeed, your feminine does have reciprocal feelings for you, wants the same thing, your life is not going to look the same. In any way, probably. Obviously certain things, kids, family, pets, those kinds of things. But like this might be one of those life-changing things where you go towards your feminine, you guys start communicating, and then things evolve. And in a year or two, you look back and you're in a different location, you're in a different house, you're in a different career path, you're in a different, friend group, like all the things. But the thing is what I'm seeing for that is this cornucopia card, which is the dream timeline. And so this is where literally everything that you desire is manifested on this timeline. Um, I don't know. Hold on. I'm gonna turn the light on. It's getting cloudy. Okay. So yes, it's going to allow you to journey to your dream reality. Um, and it's a beautiful reality. It really is. It's pretty much the things that you desire on the deepest level are available to you on this in this reality. Um, so whatever, it's going to vary. We all have different dreams, we all have different soul missions and life purpose and all of that. So it's just going to vary. There's lots of different potentials coming through, so I'm not going to get super specific. Um, but I'm just seeing like it's loving, it's peaceful, it's happy. There's going to be bad days, of course, and there's going to be, stuff that happens, of course, because that's part of this experience of being a human. But it's one of those like 80% of the time, it's just good. You wake up in the morning and you're ready for the day. Or I just heard at night. Maybe some of you work at nights. But it's like you're going to be ready to, live life and just, it's not going to be one of those like, oh, in another day, like, oh, the alarm's going off, time to get up and do this and got to go to the grocery store and da 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 da. It's like, okay, and today we're going to be doing this and you're going to do that and I'm going to do this and da 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 da. Like it's a very different energy. It's a very different way of living that's available to you. And it's something that you desire. It's like it's a deep, deep desire. And it's one of those like just allow yourself to have it. And that's all you get to do. That's all you have to do is allow yourself to have it and then take that guided action. So if you're here and you're watching this, you're desiring a life with your feminine in some way. Again, there's different, ways of how that looks. but you desire to be in contact with your person. So allow yourself to be in contact with your person. All right. The other thing that we have is so, which is interesting. We've got broken heart. So, what's going to happen when you go towards your feminine? Broken heart. But actually, what I'm getting from this card is it's the full ability to heal your heart space for both of you. Um, so yeah, that's actually, I'm going to put that in reverse because is that in reverse? Was that in reverse? No. Saying they're going to get a broken heart. Nope. It's saying it's going to heal it. Okay. We're just verifying that I got the message right. And yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. This is a full heart healing energy that will take place. And then we've also got the root chakra. So the base chakra sits at the base of the spine, the color's red, and it's our relationship with the physical world. So that's safety, security, stability, finances, all of that. Um it's like a complete clearing of the root chakra to where you are able to anchor in this this life of your dreams. And again, it's an energy thing. And so it's one of those, and maybe that's part of what's kind of stopping you from reaching out right now, is because there's a part of you that knows that life will never be the same. But it's one of those, it's almost like the divine's coming through and saying, here's the life of your dreams. You don't have to sell your soul. You don't have to sell out. You don't have to compromise these big desires, so on and so forth. Because again, it's this energy, we've got the magician in the mirror out here. um it's one of those things, like, if you desire to be in the spotlight, so does your feminine. If you desire to work with animals, so does your feminine. If you desire a family, so does your feminine. If you desire marriage, so does your feminine. If you desire a best friend relationship and that's it, so does your feminine. It's like these things that are big things, you and your feminine both are desiring, and that's in alignment. And that's why you're being pushed so hard right now to take this chance, take this leap, and move towards your feminine. Okay, being guided to pull some tarot. So we're gonna see what wants to come through here. All right, I'm gonna pause it to situate. Okay, so I had to readjust the cards really quick, and then I realized that there was one, excuse me, there was one that came out that I did not address, and that is Healer of the Ages, which is interesting because this is talking about ascended masters such as Jesus, which came up earlier. Um, this is really about tapping into that healer energy. So this is saying that you are a healer. You have healing energy. Whether you choose to do that as like a career or something, for I'm not picking that up for a lot of you. So for some of you, you may be guided to do some sort of healing work, like Reiki or crystal healing or something like that is like a career. But for a lot of you, I'm picking up this is just an energy that you embody. You just embody this healing energy. And when you and your feminine are in contact energetically, you both are going to be able to access more of those abilities. And then I also was thinking, and I was like, the message coming through is just go to your feminine, go claim your feminine. And it's not, it's, yeah, it's like go claim your feminine, is in whatever way that is, but it's not in a controlling way. And this is a dynamic where if you were to attempt to go to your feminine and have controlling type energy, your feminine has control resistant energy, so it wouldn't work anyways. There would be a lot of pushback. This is very much an evenly yoked situation where that controlling dynamic isn't going to be there. And it's not gonna, yeah, it's just one of those, like, that's just not a part of this energy. Holy shit. We've got the Emperor. And what's interesting is where this fell out was on the cards that I pulled of what will happen when you go towards your feminine. And it's literally you pulling into this Emperor energy, which is very, very, I mean, this is divine masculine energy. It's divine masculine. just in its entirety. And so you being in contact with your feminine is going to help you unlock your most aligned energy. Okay, hold on. So I had a random coughing fit out of nowhere. Um, whew. So what that can be is one, the need to communicate. Two, I heard getting choked up. So that could be part of the concern is that there's a part of you that feels like if you communicate with your feminine, you're going to get choked up. And then I heard allow yourself to get choked up. Allow those emotions to flow. Um yeah, just allow yourself to be vulnerable, open and honest. This isn't saying to, have no boundaries and all of that, but it's saying not to have your guard all the way at max. Just allow yourself to kind of take that risk and be open and vulnerable because your feminine will be able to receive it. And I feel like for the masculine I'm talking to, you haven't really had that experience where you can be completely open and vulnerable with somebody and have them receive it entirely. And ironically, I feel like your feminine is the same way. I feel like your feminine has had similar experiences where their full authenticity is not received by others fully and entirely either. So there's definitely going to be it's very it's like an emotional thing that I'm feeling, but it's not in a bad way. It's like a release. And so allow yourself to have that. And again, this is, divine masculine energy. It's being emotionally mature. It's being stable and grounded and um just in alignment. Where the coughing's coming from. I haven't coughed all day. Uh, anyways, sorry about that. Hopefully that's not really loud. Um, anything else? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. All four of those. All right. Doing all four of these. Oh, was that in reverse? Okay. The Six of Songs in reverse is interesting. So the Six of Songs is nostalgic energy. It's it's a childlike energy, not childish, childlike. Um letting your inner child come out to play. And so being that this is in reverse, maybe you've never been in a connection, and for some of you, you haven't been in a connection with anybody except your feminine, where your inner child felt safe to come out and play entirely. And that's something that both of you offer to each other is this safety. Recording. Um, so I'm having issues today. It's um I wasn't sure if I was actually recording or not because I've done that before where I think I hit record and then it's not and then I go on a whole thing and then it didn't record, so I was just verifying. Um anyways, it's okay. That's part of being up in your head. So and not trusting the process. That's what I just heard. So allow yourself to trust the process, trust the guidance that has been coming your way. Um, you've been getting other guidance other than just like readings on YouTube or wherever. Um, so just know that you wouldn't be being guided to content like this if you weren't on this. You wouldn't be getting signs and synchronicities out the ass when it comes to your person if it wasn't your person. You wouldn't be getting hit like this if there wasn't something to it, if it wasn't divinely guided. And it's like the divine is just pushing you together right now. But the way that this dynamic works is what needs to happen in this energy is the masculine is being guided to move towards the feminine. And maybe that's another part of it too. Maybe you're used to being chased by feminine energies. And so this is different because this is pulling you into that masculine energy. The masculine is that initiator energy, the leader energy. Not saying that you're always going to lead, not saying that it's a controlling thing, nothing like that. It's just that is dominantly what is natural in that divine masculine energy. The divine feminine energy is receptive, open, um, it's the receiver. And so, but it's one of these things too. It's not like you're going to give and give and give to where you're drained. When you give your feminine with that dynamic, your feminine gives back energetically. So it's a mutual dynamic. Okay. Then we've got the 10 of skins, which is the 10 of wands. This is a burdened energy. When this card comes out, I take this as mental burden. So I feel like you are just all up in your head right now, thinking all of the things that could go wrong, why this couldn't be, so on and so forth. And you're really being guided to just let that go for right now. Let that go. Tap into your more divine masculine energy, ground your energy in, be heart open, and go get your feminine. Um, and then we've got the King of Dreams. So this is the King of Swords. This is air energy. And yeah, I feel like hmm, I'm being guided to read that one and that one. Okay, just a second here. Okay. King of Dreams. Dreams come first. Okay, here we go. Community. All right. The King of Dreams shares knowledge and nurtures others' development. How can you be a problem solver? How can you bring clarity to community issues? Okay, so this is really talking about you stepping into this energy of being very knowledgeable, but also community oriented. Um, okay. And then the Seven of Dreams, Seven of Swords. Okay, yep. This is talking about illusions. So it's about misdirection, illusion, and the many ways it can be used. Are others using lies and deception to distract you from something more important? Are you deluding yourself about a truth you don't want to face? Okay, I feel like this is coming up to let you know because it landed right here on the 10 of skins that it's actually this illusionary energy that is keeping you stuck in your head. And so you're being guided to really just allow yourself to accept that there is the reality where this is your person and you do have the ability to come together with your person. And I just heard make magic together. And to really anchor in this dream timeline that you both are desiring. And it's something where you two coming together can just it's like you guys can just get there so much faster and easier. And who wouldn't want that? I mean, if all you have to do is communicate with the one person that you want to communicate with more than anything, if that's all you have to do to really embody this energy and shift into your dream reality, like I know it's scary. I know it's scary to put yourself out there. It's scary to potentially face rejection. But if you're here at this point in the message, it, it's that's just not really a reality that I'm sensing in this energy. I'm just sensing that that is literally an illusion, that you can't have this. Okay. I'm gonna see if anything else wants to come out. Anything else? Judgment. Oh, interesting. Is that really? Oh, weird. Okay. So the judgment card came out and I was like, what's this about? And then I heard basically the message coming through is for some of you, you're worried that it's actually it's almost like this is going to be karma where because of certain things you've done in the past or whatever, you have this fantasy in your head, and when you actually go for it, you're going to be rejected because it's going to be karma. And that's not it's an interesting thought process. Um but that's not, again, that's more of an illusion. Um the judgment here is that you're going to be forgiven for whatever part you had to play in the separation. Your feminine, I do feel like for some of you, there's something that your feminine maybe did or said that they're going to apologize for as well. It's a reconciliation for sure. And it's like it's going to be okay because it's a matter of going within, finding alignment, healing those wounds, and showing up in your true authentic self. And I feel like your feminine is going to help with this. And so whether they're actually going to help like guide you in some way or if it's just an energy thing, it's going to vary. But there is something with you communicating with your feminine right now that is going to allow you to release a lot of that, mm, a lot of the mental chatter, a lot of this beating yourself up for certain things that you may have done, or, whatever the case may be. Again, it's going to be very different for each of you, but it's this energy thing of that's more an illusion. That's not really what's going on here. Okay. And then the Seven of Wands. Hmm. What's this one talking about? Um, oop. Oh yeah, skins. I was looking for wands. Uh, uh, uh. Protection. So this is talking about setting boundaries and telling us what to fight, telling us to fight for what we believe in and what we need. What do you feel compelled to protect? Where do your instincts cause you to react defensively? Is what you're defending beneficial to you? When I read, what do you feel compelled to protect? I heard you're feminine. And then I got an interesting message. I feel like this is going to be ultra specific. Take it as it resonates. Your feminine, okay. For some of you, your life mission is to be in the public eye and combat some of the darkness taking place on the planet. And energetically, you have the ability to protect your feminine from certain things that they are about to face. So keep that in mind. Like you going to towards your feminine right now is actually a service to your feminine as well. So as much as you're going to receive as far as this dream timeline, there is something that you are being guided to bring to your feminine as well. And for some of you, it's energetic protection. So that's another little side note. Whew, I got deep. That got deep. And I personally resonate with that. But anyways, um, this is a beautiful, beautiful energy that you have available to you. It really, really is. Personal healing and happiness, dream timeline. It's literally, I'm not blowing smoke. It may feel like it, but I'm really not. I'm reading the energy potential between you two, and it's miraculous. It's really, really beautiful. It's evenly yoked. You're each other's perfect match, and you both deeply desire this. And so the ball's in your court, and you're, being asked to shoot the free throw. That's what I just heard. Um, so, my recommendation, reach out to your feminine. But again, it's up to you. It's your choice. Just know that energetically, you're in alignment for this now. So if this is what you're desiring, and all you're being asked to do is just to take that chance and communicate, really sit with that. If literally the life of your dreams is sitting on the other side of you reaching out to somebody. I mean, that's pretty powerful. Um, Pretty significant. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here before I get lost in this energy, which I can do very easily. So, I hope this resonates. If so, you can let me know in the comments below. I'd love to talk to you about it. If you like this message, feel free to hit that like button. It does help out the channel, so thank you. And if you would like to see more from me, you can hit subscribe. It is free, and I will see you on the next message.